Okay.
Welcome back to Phoenix Wright. Justice for a man who has no business being this good at his job.
What do you mean?
You're not really that good.
I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I could have lifted you and broke you on my knee. If it still worked. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat when only my legs were injured. And my spirit. However, lifting this bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Plus, it would have been unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? To be fair, you don't actually think at all. I have no doubts in regards to the witness's testimony.
It was impossible for him to lift the bus and carry it over to the window. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head.
Location of the ringmaster's head.
A single false step would have led to even more severe injury.
That's what I was thinking. What's your opinion on this matter?
What's more severe than the complete loss of your legs?
Huh?
What's more severe than being bound to a wheelchair and not having your legs work?
The fact of not
If
having
he
your arms
was overexerting himself, he may have hurt his arms, which would have been really bad.
See, I don't mind losing my legs, but please my arms. I'm out of here.
How will I do jazz hands?
Jazz hands!
I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination.
He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really.
I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus.
Mr. Wright.
Focus. Focus.
Don't care about this bit. Don't care
I didn't
about
always
this
used to be an acrobat. I used to be a businessman. Also a vampire. I was both.
Wait, when you were adopted? When you were a
Shut
child?
up. I was a vampire as a child.
The contradiction is the note, isn't it?
No. I think it's the chest.
Oh shit.
What did I just say, you motherfucker?
Okay, well,
He gave you the answer, Nick!
How exactly did you mess this up?
I already presented the note by the time he told me what it was, so it's fine.
No, I didn't win you anything. Now, would you care to try that again?
You're Phoenix Wright.
Wooden
You're so
box.
stupid.
Objection! Acro. You didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you?
What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? It better not be at my legs.
You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add.
Objection! Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence?
How about you give that desk some
But I
beans,
did
guys?
such a good job hinting.
Yes. Hurry up and explain to me, Mr. Wright. I don't have all fucking day.
Maybe you should take a look at this.
Take a look at these.
No, you know what? I don't even want to look at it.
The key point here is the wooden box.
The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over?
The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here?
Who?
When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box, which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. At the scene crime.
At the scene crime.
At the crime scene.
I have to admit that your wording is completely off. And
Your
theory
logic
makes
is
no sense.
infallible.
Jesus. The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear.
It's like crystal clear.
You mean...
If the bus were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box...
There would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim.
Really?
Really.
Rada.
Order! This is unbelievable! No way! I can't believe this!
Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now we just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here. Forward.
Only way is up. Oh wait.
The only way is Essex.
I was gonna say up. So the next question I have is, who placed the wooden box at the scene?
It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow!
My nose.
Allow me to whip some sense into you. Whip, whip,
Ow!
whip,
Ow!
whip,
Ow!
whip, whip. The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box.
That's why the box was so specially made.
Specially made.
Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature.
It was a heavyweight boxer.
The weight of the box.
Yeah, it's a heavyweight boxer.
The box is a remarkable weight.
Wait. Wait.
According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds.
Just to lift up this wooden box would have required...
That is not counting inflation. Oh, I see. One would have to squat down and teabag, then lift up with their body. What did you say?
That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large.
The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it?
That is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down.
Teabag.
Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be approximately in the same place.
Not if you're a monkey.
Rada.
Go to him. Beat him up, my child.
Does she even
didn't
bother to listen to me anymore?
She?
I think
I mean,
She? Mr. Wright, did you just assume my gender?
no, he was talking about Francisca.
No, but he was looking at for Acro.
he was looking at Acro. He should have been he.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've heard what you had to say. You sexist motherfucker. I must admit, I'm sure to your imaginative skills. Did you drop it? Did you drop the bust onto the ringmaster? What are you talking about? Even if I wanted to do such a thing, I couldn't.
What?
Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of the bust? Do you remember?
I
I remember.
forget.
I remember.
Twenty-first
I remember.
now.
You remember, because it
It was on the table.
it was in the cafeteria.
Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria.
Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself.
Ah! That means...
You understand what I mean, don't you? Do you understand? Okay, sorry. I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bus from my room, the cafeteria, to my room, to Rome?
Rada. I bet that little monkey did it. You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that.
The audience just did.
Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice.
Arrgh!
Whip.
Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bus from the cafeteria.
Money,
Yep,
the
we
monkey.
definitely have a problem here. Well, this is
You
no
said
place to
we
get
got a problem.
perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happen once and for all.
Alright, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did witness get the bus from his cafeteria back to his room? Right? I thought you said no accomplices. You lying sack of shit. Monkey.
Everyone knows Money. He loves shiny objects of any size.
For instance, he stole the ventriloquist's ring.
So, are you
Is that your
saying
thing?
the witness had a monkey steal the bust?
No, guys.
Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home.
He's on to us. Home.
Money lives in Acro's room.
Acro's room?
Objection!
I don't know why
But
it's
the
all
bust
cap.
was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny.
Objection!
Bronze.
Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record, you bitch.
Oh, shit.
Wow. My, there's some very nice cards he's holding. Is that the
Yes,
blue-eyed
and
white
they're
dragon?
made of platinum, which is very shiny.
I don't think that's a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Gwa!
Acro!
Gagwa.
Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room.
If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I need a new roommate. I can't have
Order?
weak sauce in my room. Order! Order! I said order! This one come!
What? I didn't even do anything.
You did everything! You're the guilty! You're the guilty!
Yeah, he's kind of getting really loud and cranky for like no reason.
Shut up! I didn't have my sandwich this morning! Where is the bus in this question at this moment?
I don't know.
You don't know?
We're searching for it as we speak.
That is a strange turn of events.
Well, I'm glad you calmed down.
If the Rat Monkey did not steal the bust, then what happened to this case?
Well, in that event, something else must have been used as the murder weapon.
Well, maybe this bust was the murder weapon, but it was used by accident.
That's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them.
Jesus, his badge. That's not gonna kill anyone.
Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely impossible that Acro was the murderer.
Moron!
Fucking calls me out immediately.
Mr. Wright's argument is so circular that it may as well be a circle, and I'm still dizzy. However,
All of these arguments make a circle.
all the squares make a circle. His argument does hold water, though. There's no denying that. But how did all these squares— Ow!
Don't seem so flamboozled.
Flamboozled.
Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney.
Yeah, when you have to be flamboyantly bamboozled, I suppose.
Yep.
He's not flamboyant.
Rod.
You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr.
Francisco,
Phoenix
that's
Wright.
not until game 4.
And what
Spoilers.
is that, darling?
You should know.
Ow.
You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime.
Ah!
There is no reason to doubt the clown's the reason for having wait a minute.
No, there's no need
Just checking the script. There we go. There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony.
No, there's order. No, that's not true. Clown was full of shit. I see you there. Get the fuck out of my courtroom.
You'll never take me alive!
Bailiffs, get him!
I'll be in this courtroom until the day I die!
Get the fuck out, you sack of shit.
Mo, take my gun.
How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Was this the gun you gave that shot me on?
Nick, I think there's something crazy going on in the stands.
Just
Regina's
ignored my...
fighting them off one by one with a bat.
No, that is my dead brother. Why you do this?
I find this very offensive.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, Jesus. Right.
Alright, I got distracted. Fuck it, whatever. Do your best.
I won't. Wait, what?
You won't do your best. Wow, Phoenix, way to not do your try.
This is my chance to turn this trial around.
When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The clown saw the murderer. Who was it then?
It was Max's bust.
I was gonna say, it's the butt.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was the
bust.
bust.
Busted.
He saw Max's Ow!
Butt.
How dare you bring something phallic?
I asked who was the other person Mo saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question, you fucking dumb shit.
Objection! Au contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question.
That means
your
brother. Don't you mean my sir?
Yes.
Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette.
Oh my god, I can't believe
Why
I
are you
just so
doing
racist.
Max's
But he did
voice?
not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw.
Huh? This is very surprising.
How is that
Let
possible?
everything calm down.
He's still alive.
It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust.
Objection! What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw just happened to be wearing a cloak.
Objection! There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. Or a cloak like that could easily get snagged on the bust if they came into contact.
Idiot. Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a
Oh, here comes
bus?
the bullshit.
It doesn't
part.
matter who put it on the bust!
Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. I haven't killed this clown yet. Give me a second. Who put the cloak on the bus? I'll tell you the same Glock that killed my brother. Wait, what? That question's the most important in this case. Don't you agree?
Oh, he cut me.
Got you. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Bang. You put the cloak on the bust?
Oh, God.
It was the bust
Oh,
itself.
shit!
Lol.
Oh.
Nerd.
Time to pause briefly.
Whoa!
Well, that was awkward.
Right?
Save states.
If you fuck up like that again, I will have your head.
The
You
power
just
and
took-
danger of save states.
Nick, did you just do time magic?
No!
Yoda!
You wizard.
No. Alright, who put the cloak on the bust?
It was the bust itself.
So I just present the bust.
Yes.
I wonder, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
I don't know.
Didn't the defendant wear his cloak the entire time he was at practice?
It's definitely there though. The cloak gets snagged onto
So
the
then
bus.
how
It's
did
kind
this person get a hold of the cloak?
Oh, it was Barry. Okay.
of very-
Wow.
Oh, that makes sense. That's
Furthermore,
weird.
how would this person have gotten the cloak onto the bust, I wonder?
Okay, sorry, Rob. I was thinking one question ahead.
Because this person was not spotted at the scene. She is, like, the auto,
I'm
response
sorry.
to this. The auto response.
And she's so nice about telling me I'm wrong, it hurts even more.
Well, I want to say
Ow.
it here then.
The famous one common carrot and whip approach. Heh,
Ghost ride the
that's
whip.
funny. Anyway,
We're about to die.
like, the auto response of that being a person.
Jesus.
Right. So it's
You're gonna revert save.
it's
No, I'm not.
You're like,
I
Russell Barry.
I assumed it was the bust. Anyway, it
was
should
Russell Barry.
be Russell Barry.
yes. If it's not, then this game's a hoe.
fool! Him?
You're saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, the victim himself placed the cloak on the bust.
Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it.
Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright?
Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? You okay?
I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright, so you want to know my skill at artistry? What really happened that night? Let's step back in time like we did a few moments ago.
You absolute piece of shit.
Echo used a rope to lower the wooden...
No, Rob, do it now. Do it now.
No, I'm not doing it. Echo used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust.
Then he
Dangled the
yelled
bust out of his bedroom window, directly above the wooden box.
Then he yelled Chrono Deoda.
At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night.
He was shady. I know he was.
But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trilo.
Why I oughta?
When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Afro took his chance and released the rope on his golden mustache.
Alright, are you ready for the thing that makes absolutely no fucking sense?
Makes perfect sense. Now this is when the magic
It's so
happens.
stupid. It's so stupid.
At the very instant that the bus hit the victim.
As it magically flies on to the bust. Just look at how dumb that
Yeah,
is.
that makes sense.
It's so dumb.
You just went a second there, Mr. Phoenix
Did
Wright.
you hear the freaking
You're a
drum
fucking
pan?
idiot.
Did you hear it? It was like boom.
Yeah.
As much as you would try, as much as you would scheme, this just isn't true. It cannot be.
It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet.
Circuses don't make you upset.
I'm more confused than in pain.
absolutely the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I know.
With
It's
the
so dumb,
shock
right?
of impact, he threw up the cloak and it got snagged onto the bust. That's when the sound was heard by a witness and he took a look out of his window. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Moe Curls,
Get him out!
the clown
Get
fugitive.
him out!
When Moe looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Moe saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because in his wheelchair he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up.
Oh.
And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. Now you know how the murder actually took place. And now you know who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the scene. Acro, it could only have been you.
Are you serious right now? Do you honestly believe such stupidity?
Acro's been playing mind games with all of us.
He sure has. But he has come to the end of his rope now.
So,
What now?
you've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But you do have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is, or how you say, true?
I don't think you even need evidence to say it's false. Like, it's stupid. It's just stupid evidence.
She has strong arms. In this court, only two things matter: the power of evidence, the power of my whip.
1 second. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. I used it to
That was
That's
pretty
why I took him
good
down.
timing.
Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence?
Nick, they say they want evidence.
Aw, man! I didn't know we had a parrot in this courtroom, Maya.
Rob, hey, Rob, you know the famous game Whack-A-Mole?
Wait, we had a pair before.
No, you know the famous game Whack-A-Mole, Rob?
What?
How about Whack-A-Mole?
I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method, but there's still something unusual about Moe's eyewitness account.
Don't bring it up here.
Unusual.
A contradiction, actually.
Okay then, use that and get us out of this jam.
That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Stop talking about the latest episode of...
Latest
You know what, just proceed, Mr. Wright. Just go.
Stop talking
Present
about
some
latest
evidence to the court that backs your claims.
Oh boy.
Game of Thrones, that's what I was trying to make a joke out of. Oh well. I want hard proof. You may have entry this case. I want you to go hard.
Is it the bust?
Like,
Is it the bust?
I don't actually know.
try it. Nope.
Nope.
You are one dumb fuck, Mr.
Bird.
Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yeah, I'm on to use the save state, Rob.
Yeah.
Try
again.
Try again.
Okay.
And this time... Oh, sorry. I'm happy to unravel the magic in this case. You want
fuck it
proof,
up.
right? Is it because of the silk hat?
Might be.
Silk hat, yeah, try silk hat.
The problem is
Yeah.
Max's three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses.
Cloak, white roses! Those symbols were yelled out so many times my hearing has gone even worse.
Yesterday, there were two contradictions in Moe's testimony.
We don't trust that clown.
The silk cat was one, the white roses were the other.
But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions.
You fool, do you ever shut up?
No.
Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Moe said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Moe saw was actually the bust.
Rada? Rada?
Makes sense to me. If you look at it that way, then he did see two silk hats. Well, sort of. One was technically
Objection!
bronze.
Fine, you've got that one, but what about the other contradiction?
The other contradiction?
You're the judge, you should remember.
I don't
What that
remember shit.
ventriloquist said in court.
I don't remember things. You have to
He
remember
said
things.
that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away.
GG
Can you
easy.
do it, Nick?
GG easy.
Of course, I can explain all of it.
What was that?
Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses?
Bonk!
Bonk. Yes, convenient.
Do you get it yet? The cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust. It means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust.
The back of the bus.
Which explains why Mo didn't see it. The white roses were not visible because they're on the backside of the bust.
Backside.
Rudder. Rudder.
Order! Order!
This is fun.
You stop talking in my courtroom! It's quite a shocking state of affairs. Miss Wright's theory still sounds a bit stupid to me, but... However, we're just gonna keep going down this road for a while and see what happens. You know, I just don't care anymore.
Let's do this, Nick. Maybe Von Kammer will throw in the towel. Tisk, tisk, tisk.
I don't think she brought a towel to court today.
I did. Would you like one? Give it to him, my bird.
Well, so much for that theory.
Mr. Wright, do you mind?
When is it?
You took the time to research our circus, didn't you?
Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't?
If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're a dumbass.
Why is that?
Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster.
Why was this not brought up earlier?
It was. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there's absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Rudder. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story.
I don't wanna.
Learn about his relation with the ringmaster and his life up until now.
I don't want to.
What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster.
Acro's motive.
I actually thought he was the son of a beach. It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I'll listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after sandwiches. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Bang.
Oh boy.
I forgot that was an additional part.
Yeah, I forgot as well. Well, time to deal with this next time on Phoenix Wright, passive-aggressive attorney.
This is
How much is left?
It's just
very
the last
little.
part.
Okay.
Alright.